My name is Jodi Williams, and I'm a recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize in 1997 for my work on getting rid of anti-personnel landmines. But my interests extend way beyond landmines, and I'm really honored to have been asked to make a few comments by the Chesapeake Safe Energy Coalition. I am extremely worried, like most people in the U.S. and around the world, about climate change, about global warming, and about how we can best address the problem of global warming, and how we can do it in a way that makes sense and isn't a fear-induced immediate response that in the long term will actually leave us more vulnerable. I was really surprised when I was speaking on this issue of nuclear energy and climate change very early in May of this year, to have just read a few days before that Maryland's governor said that it was our moral imperative to start building new nuclear reactors in order to deal with climate change because nuclear power is pollution-free. I was offended to read that. I think it's our moral imperative to be honest about what nuclear energy really is, about the potential to harm our communities, our world, our water. And it is not a clean energy source because from the time you mine the uranium, you are polluting in the mining of the uranium, you're polluting in the transport of the uranium, you're polluting when the uranium goes into the aquifer, the streams, you pollute while you build the reactors, the nuclear power plants, and then what happens when you have to take apart the reactors, decommission them, as it said, and decommission the whole plant? Where does all that radioactivity go? Maryland right now is faced with the possibility of building another reactor at Calvert Cliffs. Maryland, D.C., and Virginia need to really think about what does this mean, because it's not just about the people where Calvert Cliffs is. It's a statewide problem, it's a regional problem, and it's a national problem. Now, one of the things that really amazed me in researching this after I heard about the moral imperative was that right now they're predicting, when they decommission the two existing reactors at Calvert Cliffs, and that's going to be in 2034, more or less, it's going to cost $1.5 billion. And they're predicting that today in 2008. What does that really mean in almost 30 years? What is it really going to cost? And who's going to end up paying for it? I fear that we will. And it's not just going to be, the people of Maryland. It's not going to be the consumers. And we've got to stop calling ourselves consumers, by the way. We are citizens. And we are citizens who need to educate ourselves about what is best for us, for our communities, and for our children and our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren. Do you really want to leave your children and your great-grandchildren and great-great-great-grandchildren with the decommissioning of nuclear power reactors and there's nowhere to put the radioactive waste? The 9/11 Commission actually said that there was grave concern that the actual first plan was to attack nuclear power plants because obviously it would affect a huge area. The insurance to clean that up is paid for by taxpayers. So they're arguing to you, on the one hand, you need this nuclear power reactor because it's clean, because it will be good for the future, it will solve the climate change problem, it will lower your rates ultimately as it's first bringing them up so they can build it, but we're not supposed to think about that. But you're also paying the insurance for the future of that plant. We really need to take responsibility and educate ourselves about what they are trying to impose upon us. I think that because we're accepting that climate change is happening and we really have to deal with it, we have to think through what dealing with it means. It really means investing in alternative energy that does not pollute. If we really want renewable energy, we have to ask the hard questions and get the real answers, not the propaganda answers that we get from the nuclear industry, which has spent multiple hundreds of millions of dollars telling you that this is a great response. If it's such a great response, why aren't investors in Wall Street spending jillions of dollars to invest in nuclear reactors? They aren't. The people who are going to end up paying for it are you and me. Please join with me and join with the Chesapeake Safe Energy Coalition to not allow this to happen in our backyards. Please join with me and the Chesapeake Safe Energy Coalition and press our elected officials who work for us to actually invest in real, renewable, non-polluting sources of energy for us, for our children, for our grandchildren, and our great-grandchildren. I really wish I could be with you today, but I'm just getting back from South Sudan, and I think I'm going to be a little burned out. Good luck with the hearings, and please stand up. Please stand up for yourself, for your own family, for the people of Maryland, for the people of the U.S. and the world. Every little bit that each and every one of us does contributes to change. You can contribute to making the world a better place, to dealing with climate change, to getting rid of nuclear energy, to getting real, renewable, non-polluting energy. Thank you.